The Washington state government is back in session in Olympia, so we're back in session on King 5. It's our weekly Sunday morning kind of run through of the top political stories in our state with our South Sound bureau chief, the Emmy award-winning Drew Mickelson. Drew, all right, let's do this. The unique part of the state government, one of the things, how different things are because it's an even or an odd year. Can you explain all that?
Yeah, one of those little trivia things about the state. So first of all, thanks again for joining us here in Olympia, everybody, and Steve, Emmy-winning anchor as well. So in even-numbered years, it's considered a short session, 60 days instead of 105 days. And although it's a short session, lawmakers, though, tell us they have a long to-do list. One of the things on the top of their list is to reform that controversial long-term care law. They're looking at delaying it a year and a half to find ways for more folks to be able to opt out, like those who live out of state but work in state, military spouses as well. That could pass this week. Other laws that could be tweaked or reformed early on in this session. Some of the bills that change the way police enforce laws in the state. You may remember last year a number of bills were passed, but there was some pushback from law enforcement. So you can look to see the law changing a little bit to perhaps allow for more police use of force and lowering the threshold for chases. Republicans say Democrats just went too far last year, and I asked the Democratic Speaker of the House about that.
Did Democrats go too far with those measures last year?
You know, anytime you're going to pass really sweeping legislation, you always have to come in and perfect it, find the right balance. So I think that's what we're trying to do this year.
Oh, they absolutely went too far. And the problem was that the legislature wasn't functioning the way that it was supposed to.
Drew, we talk about sometimes you don't want to see how the sausage is made, and when it comes to politics, it can be boring and remote. But we really had some emotional testimony this week about this anti-hazing bill, about the boy from Bellevue who died at a Wazoo fraternity. I mean, his parents, that was hard to watch.
Yeah, sad story, but his parents feel like they want to change the laws regarding hazing, and they're using their son, Sam Martinez, as the example. Really emotional testimony from them this week. It was back in 2019 when their 19-year-old son died following a party at his fraternity at Washington State University. The coroner determined it was alcohol poisoning. Police said it was a clear case of hazing. The young man was encouraged to drink as part of a fraternity ritual. His parents want all college organizations, not just fraternities, to have publicly disclosure of past cases of hazing, alcohol, or drug violations. They also want a law named after their son. Sam's law would make those involved in hazing-related deaths face felony charges. They hope the laws will prevent other parents from going through what they did.
Our beautiful, strong, funny, beloved son, Sam, had been found dead at his fraternity house at Washington State University. I remember covering my head with my arms and sinking to the pavement on my knees and wailing until I was hoarse.
I just want to say thank you for sharing your story, and we are so sorry for your loss.
I don't think there's a dry eye in the house.
So hoping that enacts some change that can change lives. And then there's a lighter kind of side of politics this week in our state with Chris Egan's favorite sport, pickleball.
Yeah, it could be the official state sport. You know, California's got surfing, Alaska has dog mushing. Washington could get pickleball as its official sport. After all, it was invented on Bainbridge Island back in 1965. It's thought of as the world's fastest sport. There's a move to include it in the Olympics. The governor says he's on board with it. Now, another lighthearted issue that is taking shape again this session, it's the hey, you're on mute, or those open mic moments that lawmakers are going to have again, because they are looking at having another mostly virtual legislative session thanks to Omicron.
Senator Honeyford, how do you vote?
Oh, crap.
That's probably not a legitimate vote.
Sorry, I didn't realize I was on. I have trouble getting in. I vote aye.
Hey, earmuffs, Drew, earmuffs. All right, so what can we expect this week in Olympia? What are you watching for?
Well, another long list of bills, a couple that'll catch people's attention for sure. One that would pay off all the debts on the Tacoma Narrows Bridge, making that bridge toll-free within 2 years. That would be good news for some commuters out there. Another bill that'll create a little controversy, allowing local jurisdictions, cities and counties, to create their own income taxes for those local jurisdictions. That's a topic that a lot of folks here in Olympia don't like to touch, but every year or so it does come up. Back to you.
All right, Drew Mickelson taking us in session here on King 5. Thanks, Drew.